Hey, how you all doing? Welcome to this inline tutorial. In this inline tutorial, we are going to do, as promised, we're going to do the comic book effect or the cartoon effect, whatever. It's quite an advanced tutorial, and I've messed about with it. What they suggest on the on their Facebook page, I do it slightly different. So just be aware of that. And yeah, let's get into to doing this comic book effect. So I'm just going to use this image here, and it doesn't matter too much about the image. Try and get a lighter background image. If you're going to use an image of yourself, it just helps a little bit. So let's get straight into it. I'm going to tap the screen just to reveal my sidebar, and on the Facebook, quickly, just so you know this, on the Facebook Enlight tutorial, they suggest you go to image, you go to adjust, you go to tools, then you go to basic, and you ramp up the exposure and you ramp up the brightness. Now I would recommend that you don't do this because you lose all the detail, and we want to copy quite a lot of this detail. So this is the way I would suggest that you do it. We'll close down that image and we go to brushes first, and we go to doodle, and I'm going to select either one of these two brushes on the left hand side. Then I'm going to go to tools, and then I'm going to go to color. I'm going to go to red. Now the reason I'm doing this is because I want to color this person's glasses in red. Otherwise just leave it on black. I'm going to set the brush size, go to size, and ramp up the size to about between 20 and 30 to get the thickness of the brush for these glasses. I'm just going to press tools, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit. You see that I've made a dot over this over his glasses, so I'm just going to select the erase button, so it's down here in blue, and I'm going to rub over that red dot that I pressed the screen when I zoomed in. And then I'm going to go back to brush, and all I'm going to do with my finger is simply draw around the outside of this person's glasses. Now to get this right and to be happy with it, it might take a few attempts, or it might take a little bit of practice, but just remember, it is a cartoon effect, so I don't want it to be perfect, because cartoon effects are not perfect. You see I made that little dot there, so I'll just select the erase brush and remove the little dot that I made on mistake. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to size first, and I'm going to bring down the size to, it's about 9, between 5 and 10. Go to tools, go to color, and then select black. Press color again just to hide the color swatch. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go around the outside of this character and draw in or trace all of the features. And again, don't worry if you don't get it perfect. It's a cartoon effect, and it's never going to be perfect. Who cares? We don't want it to be perfect, because if it was perfect, it wouldn't be a cartoon effect, and it would be a little bit boring. And all I'm doing is drawing around the outside, or just filling in some of the features. And as you can tell, mine's not perfect, but I don't care, because it's a cartoon effect. Now this is time consuming, and it might take quite a bit for you to be happy with what you achieve here, but really, if you make a mistake, just click the back button. It doesn't have to be perfect, because like I keep saying, it's a cartoon effect, and we don't want it to be perfect. We want it to be a little bit different. So I'm just going to go around now and draw. I'm going to purposely leave this gap here so it looks like we've got a neck, and I'm going to give him a fake collar also. Again, if you're not happy with something, just click the back button and it'll erase. And this really is time consuming, and I'm sure that it might take a little bit of practice for some of you, but don't worry about it. If it's not perfect, just have another go and see what you get. So too happy with those eyebrows. Let me make them a little bit better. So that's the way I'm going to leave it. You can see that it's not perfect. It's far from perfect. It's not exactly as it was, but that's the way I want it to be. So once I'm happy with that, I am going to click the little tick button in the top right hand side, and then I'm going to go to Image, Adjust. I'm going to go to Tools at the bottom, then I'm going to go to Basic on the left hand side, and Exposure first and foremost, and ramp up my exposure, but not too much that I'm losing all of the colour, because I want a bit of colour in this. The brightness, again, bump up the brightness, so you're getting less and less detail of the original image. But like I said, we want the colour, so I'm just going to offset. I'm going to drag the offset down a little bit, and the contrast, I'm going to just ramp up the contrast up a little bit until I get something that I am happy with. Once I am happy, just look at what we had to what we've got, just by clicking this little button on the right hand side. That's what we had, that's what we've now got. Once I'm happy with what I've got, I'm going to click the little tick button, and then we're going to start colouring it in. To do this, I'm going to select Filters, Duo. I'm going to go to Tools. I'm going to go to Position and choose my first colour. And what we want to do is make like a skin colour. So select the first colour, so the colour swatch pops up, and then I'm going to just open up this little colour palette. Along the bottom here, I'm going to drag over to between yellow and orange somewhere, and then my little circle, drag it over so you can see in colour 1 on the bottom that it gives like a brown skin tone. I'm going to choose colour 2, and I'm going to choose something along the same lines, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Then I'm just going to make sure my position is checked. Then I'm going to go to Blending, scroll across, go to Multiply, select Mask, select Clear, and then Apply, you notice, will automatically be selected for you. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and then I'm just going to colour in the face of my character using this skin colour that I've chosen. Again, it might take a little bit of practice for you to get it perfect. Just use zoom in, zoom out, in and out of the character, so you could get the colours or you could get the shading correct. If you go over the lines like so, just click back. You will, you can get rid of that. And I'm just going to colour in all the areas of the face, like so. Once I'm happy with that, I'm not going to click the little tick button at the top right hand side. What I want to do, I want to stay within this area. So if we want to stay within the tool set that we're currently using, we can just click this little arrow on the right hand side, and that's called flatten, the flatten button. So we're just going to flatten that, so it's that sort of saves that colour if you like. And then we're going to go to Tools again, select Position, go to Colour, and I'm going to select like a deep blue for both colours because I'm going to do eyes now. I'm going to select Blending, Multiply. You notice the colour's not perfect, I don't care. Select Mask, select Clear, zoom in, and let's just colour these eyes in like so. And then I'm going to go for the hair, but before I need to do that, I need to click the Flatten because we want to stay in the same area. Go to Tools, Colour 1, select like this a yellow colour. I want a bright yellow, so to represent blonde hair. Select Position, select Blending, Multiply, Mask, Clear, and it's the same process over and over again to choose your colours. Now I'm going to colour in the hair colour or the hair that I want. If I want to get rid of this like blob down here, I'm going to go to Wipe and just wipe away what I don't want, and select Apply again and colour in the parts that I do. And you notice I have gone over the lines, it doesn't matter. Select the Flatten button. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to colour the shirt. So I'm going to choose a bright green, so we go to Tools, Colour 1, go to the green, Colour 2, go to a green, make the green nice and bright, this green nice and bright, select Position, select Blending, select Multiply, select Mask, select Clear, and then colour in the area that you want to colour in, like so. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect because it's a comic or cartoon effect that we're looking for. So notice I've gone over the lines quite a bit there, so I am going to remove those like so by just selecting wipe and going around the outside of where I do and don't want. So I'm happy with my cartoon effect now, and I'm not going to add any more colour, so I'm going to click the little tick button and just make sure, just tap the screen to remove the tools, just make sure that I am happy with this. Now you can save this out if you want as it stands, so I am going to save that out. Just click save photo. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to select one of these dotted images that I've got here. I will put one of these in the description to the video so you could use this if you want to. And I'm going to want to colour the background of this. So I'm going to open up my tools by tapping the screen or selecting off the little three bars at the top here. I'm going to stick with filters, I'm going to stick with duo. And then I'm going to go to tools, select colour 1, I'm going to select this blue right here. And then colour 2, I'm going to slide along and select this red colour here. I'm going to select my shape, linear, tools, and position. You can see my position in the center here now. Select blending, multiply, tools, and then I'm going to rotate this position so it's diagonal, and then the little anchor points here in the center, I'm just going to drag them out so it feathers that color into each other. I'm happy with that, so I'm going to select the little tick button, and then I'm going to go to close down my filters, go to tools, and select mixer. I'm going to go to the image that I saved out, go to tools, select erase, and start erasing the parts of this image that I'm not going to use. Now I've done it zoomed out in the first instance just so I could do it quite quickly, otherwise if you zoom in too much it takes quite a long time. Deselect erase, pinch and squeeze to zoom it into your image, then select erase and remove the parts that you don't want in a little bit more detail. If you want to move it around, deselect erase, move your image, select erase, and then wipe around the areas that you don't want on your image. Every time you want to move it around, deselect erase, and erase the parts of your image that you don't want. It is a time-consuming tutorial, this, and it is a time-consuming sort of effect. But if you have to keep going back and practicing, there's nothing wrong with that. It just improves your skills using Enlight. So once I'm happy with all the pieces I want to erase, I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. So this is my cartoon effect image. I'm going to go to blending. Then what you can choose is one of these blending modes. I am going to leave it on hard light, like so, and just drag the effect down to around 90. Click the little tick button, and then go to image, go to clarity, and then I'm going to select. Again, you can mess around with the effects on here, but it's the portrait that I'm going to select. I'm just going to turn down the effect a little bit to something that I'm happy with. Click the little tick button, save that out. So that's our cartoon effect saved. Like I said, quite an intense tutorial, quite an advanced tutorial, but just with a little bit of practice, a little bit of patience, you can make quite a good effect using this technique. If you have any questions or any comments, please leave them in the comments below. And thanks a lot for watching, and I'll catch you all soon.